Welcome back again to another episode of Broc's podcast. I am your host, the host, Broc. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back. It's good to be back myself. And this is episode number 3. It is July 14th, 2024. And we are here to have a good time. Should I go ahead and get my rant out of the way? Probably. Okay. But first, let me ask a very serious question. When is the last time you cleaned your belly button out? And be honest. Be honest. Like when is the last time you really got in there and got things cleaned? Okay? Ask yourself that. Pause this video and go take care of business because I know it's been a while. I know it's been a while for a few of you. Anyways, so I was on my way home tonight and I was thinking, because I have my little notes from, I think I sat down in the middle of the week this week and was kind of getting my thoughts together, what I wanted to talk about for this episode. And I didn't have much. And I was like, man, nothing has really happened today or yesterday or the day before that I could really talk about. When I got about a mile and a half away from my house, it happened. It happened. Almost simultaneously of me thinking those thoughts. It happened. And I live in the middle of nowhere. I live out in the country. And so I live on a country road. And there's no lines in the road. For those of you who don't know what a country road is, they're very narrow. They're just riddled with potholes. Actually, not even potholes, craters. You would have thought asteroids fell on the road only where I live because that's how rough the road is. So I'm driving and it's also curvy. They wind. And so I'm driving and I see this car. I come around a curve and I see this car. If I had to gauge it in yards, probably 80 yards away. Had just pulled out, backed out of their driveway. So I'm going this way. Their house is on the left-hand side. So they're about to go the opposite direction. So the tail end of the vehicle is swinging out and then it's about to come this way. I'm going this way. I see them way before they see me. And because of that reason, and because I'm aware of where I live and who I live around, I start slowing down. So the car backs out, pulls out, and then they're on my side of the road. I see them. They should be seeing me at this point, but they don't. And you know how I know that they don't? And this is like an 8:30-ish. So it's dark out. My lights are on. Their lights are on. There's zero reason for them not to be seeing me. But they're not. They don't see me. So I get moreover like front tire in the grass in the ditch type of over. And I'm like, oh, they still don't see me. It was 80 yards initially. They're closing in. I'm over in the ditch. They still don't see me because they're still on the side. And I'm like, and then in my head, I'm thinking, Oh, they're about to hit me. Right before I get home, close to a mile, probably literally a mile and a half or less from my house, I'm about to get into a head-on collision. I drive a truck. This was like a little Nissan Altima. So they're not seeing me. I'm in the ditch. I've done everything I can do at this point besides go up into the bank of the side of the road. And I would say they were probably 20 yards away from me. I don't lay on my horn. I give a friendly toot toot, like a hey bud, watch out. A friendly little toot toot. I could have and should have went, the asshole, but I didn't, because like I said, I am less than a mile and a half away from my house, so I consider these people to be neighbors. I give a friendly toot toot, and they swerve. They had to be on their phone or something because they swerve over. They miss me. I have rolled to almost a stop at this point. They miss me, and you will never guess what they do after that. They lay on their horn. Twice. They give me a long I don't know why, but it immediately brought my blood pressure from docile to gladiator in the freaking Coliseum, ready to fight for my life mad. Because, like I said, my whole entire thought process was, oh, they don't see me. They just backed out. I'm going to slow down. Oh, they still don't see me. I'm going to get over. Oh, they still don't see me. The last resort is to use my horn. But, oh, let me friendly just say, hey, doo-doo, watch out. And then for them to act like it's my fault. For them being on my side. Oh, what I tell you. What I tell you. The rage was imminent, and it was immediate. Like, and I'm a probably what they call a textbook overthinker. I immediately go into their mind and be like, in what world does that happen? And you think, oh, that guy in the truck is an asshole. I'm going to lay on my horn for him blowing his horn at me. After you had to just yank your vehicle over back into your rightful lane, rightful side of the road to avoid a head on collision, feet away from your driveway. And where? Where in reality? Where in this universe does that make sense? It doesn't. And so I'm pissed. My gosh, dude. And so I drove home slowly for the rest of the way, for the last mile to my house, fuming, trying to understand what just happened and why it happened. And I pass every time I leave my house, I pass that house every day. So me and that car has had encounters countless times. So guess what's going to happen tomorrow when I decide to go wherever I go? I'll probably see that vehicle. I don't know, man. And I might, and you know what? Because I am the petty king from now on out, for the rest of their stay here or my stay here, I might just lay on the horn every time I pass them. And now I feel better because I'm doing that. And now I feel better. And that's why I'm doing this. That's why I do this. Is because I think out loud, I talk it out, and I feel better. And I feel better. But guess what? Little white Nissan Altima that lives on my county road. Every time you pass that big old gray Silverado, I hope you're having a good day that day, because I'm laying on my horn. From the moment I see you until 3 to 10 seconds after I pass, I'm laying on my horn. Because I'm petty. I'm not petty, but I can be petty. I'm not petty, but boy, when I can be petty, I'd hate to be on the other side of that petty war with me. I would hate to be on the other side of a petty war with me. Because I'll go the distance. I can and I will go the distance. And I'll update y'all on that. As it unfolds. And I love to joke around. I really do. I love shits and giggles. But I'm not joking right now. I'm doing it. Anyways, hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is doing well and that you had a good week. It's Sunday night. It's getting kind of late. It's 10:30 right now. And I'm winding down. I think Sundays might be the days that I record, and I'll just shoot these out during the week. But I think I like a Sunday night podcast. I think I like a Sunday night recording. That'll give me like a couple days to edit it and then post it midweek or whatever. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing good, truly. It's been a wild weekend. Thus far. They try to kill Trump. And I don't know if I want to get into it yet or not because I still have a ton of questions. Obviously, America still has a ton of questions. But I think those questions probably need to be answered before I start talking about it. But I will say this. I said it on the last episode that we probably need to pray for everybody and everything. And I just think that, I don't know the word, solidifies, but also magnifies the urgency that we should have in doing so. Because it's absurd what we're going through politically. And I don't care. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care who you support or don't support or what you support or don't support. I have my own opinions about that. And we can have a conversation about that at any time or any day. But it should never get to the point of life-threatening attempts on anybody's life. Because of a candidacy. Candidacy, if I did not say that. I don't feel like I enunciated that properly. And I think we can all agree with that. Um, I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to get into it. I was about to start talking about Biden and his wrongful introduction to the president of Ukraine, I think. He called him President Putin. I mean, look, we are not in the best scenarios, I guess you could say, because I feel like just like everybody else, the people that we have running for the next presidency, I just feel like we could do better. I just feel like we should have and could have someone who we feel more comfortable with at a higher percentage, if that makes sense. Like, if you like one or the other, I feel like it's absurd to say that you trust them or feel comfortable 100%. So let's say best scenario for either or, doesn't matter, 70%. I feel like we should and could have someone up there in the 90% that we trust and we like support, whatever. But it's literally like the lesser of two evils still. That is still the narrative that we're having to deal with. And it's like, this is the president of the United States of America that we are talking about here. The leader of the free world. Arguably the greatest country in the world. Argue with your mammy, you know? But I feel like this is the one we shouldn't have to worry about. This is the position that we should not have to worry about. And we're not going to worry. We are just going to pray and we're going to keep it moving. But yeah, 4th of July passed. I think the last time I recorded was like June the 30th. And it's July 14th right now. So that's what, 16 days, 2 weeks since I've recorded. Wow, are you serious? Anyways, the 4th of July passed. A lot of crazy things happened then too. So hope everyone had a safe and fun 4th. And happy birthday, America. Sorry your party's so lame. It's weird to me that holiday is like one of the most dangerous holidays in the country that it's such a paradox to me, you know? And I don't know. It just, I don't know, let freedom ring, I guess. Let freedom ring. Another, and I don't know all the details on this, but another, like, there's been a lot of shark attack headlines in the news, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't know what I'm talking about. By the way, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I've seen like a bunch of shark sightings and shark attacks down there at the beach. And boy. Listen, when I go to the beach, just to fill you in on a little information about me, I used to go out into the water about waist deep. I used to. Nowadays, last several years, I don't do that no more. I go about ankle deep, and that's it. And that's good for me. I just like being on the beach in the sand, chilling. I don't have to get in the water, man. I don't have to get out there and swim. I ain't never been to no sandbar. You can kiss my ass about that. I ain't never been out to no sandbar. Holy shit. I don't know, man. I feel like these are going to leave me in circles, but I'll look at that in a second. But yeah, when I go to the beach, I don't get in the water, and I'm always made fun of. I'm always made fun of that, and this right here is why. And the argument always comes up. Well, you know the chances are super low. It's like 0. Blah 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 blah. I don't care. The moment you say CHANCE, I'm out. Because what that does to me in my mind, it says I have control over that chance. So, and this is what I always say. People are like, you can't be scared all your life. You got to live. You can't be scared of the ocean. You can't be scared of this. You can't be scared of that. Wrong. 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 If there is a 0.001% chance that I would get attacked by a shark in the ocean if I got into the ocean, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to chance that. Okay? And so when I've had this conversation often, and it goes many different ways, but this is like a what's the word? A summary of how the conversation goes. You don't get in the water? Nah, man. I don't really mess with the ocean like that. We only know less than 1% of what's actually in the ocean. So I'm good. I like to I like to touch the water. But I ain't going to where I can't see my feet anymore. Oh man. You scary? You scared? You can call it what you want it. I like to call it smart. Come on, man. There's only like a 0.01% chance that you get attacked by anything. But you said it though. You said chance. So no matter what, the moment I get in there, I'm at risk. But as long as my 2 feet are over here in the sand, or where I can see exactly what's around me to a certain proximity, it goes to 0, and that is for sure. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do because I want my limbs. I love my legs and my feet and my fingers and my hands and my elbows and my arms. I love them shits. I love them. I love having them. I love having them. And you know what? Swimming waist deep out in salt water on a random July Tuesday ain't worth losing any of them to me. Nope. Sure isn't. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do me. And I'm going to stay my ass up here, chill in the breeze on the beach in the sand, and I'm good. Y'all adrenaline junkies that call swimming out in the ocean, swimming out to the sandbar, you call that living? Go live, brother. I call living. That's what I call living. I call being alive living. And that's what I like to do. So, whatever floats your boat, whatever is your Six Flags, shout out to Andrew because that's a reference that me and him made up. And I'll expound on that at a certain point later. But basically, it's some people live their life differently. Some people love to go to the county fair. Some people love to go to Six Flags. So if that's your Six Flags, then that's your Six Flags. Okay? And by all means, do it. But don't be mad at me because I like to go to Disneyland instead of Six Flags or Knott's Berry Farm instead of Six Flags. Okay? All right? Don't shame me for what I like to do. Okay? Don't try to make me feel bad for not living. And then I end it with, I don't know when I'm going to die. I don't know how I'm going to die. But I do know that I will not die skydiving or getting attacked by a shark. I know those two things for a fact. For an absolute fact. I know that won't happen to me. You know why? Because I take the precautions. I take the precautions. Oh, and I was going to say, I like being on the beach, but I don't like walking on the beach. So I also wear socks for the most part on the beach. And I'll put a picture up for y'all that don't believe me. If you've been to the beach with me, you know that I don't necessarily like the way the sand feels when you're walking across it. And so I will wear socks on the beach for the most part. And it's not like I can't stand it type of deal, but if it's a preference type thing. So like I will walk barefooted on the beach, and it's the loose sand. Like if it's the sand closer to the water that's kind of packed down, I can stand that. That's fine. But it's the walk from like from where you parked out to your spot on the beach that I don't like. And now you know a little bit more about. Now you know a little bit more. Okay, all right. I'm gonna try it one more time. Now you know a little bit more about me and how weird I am. But it is what it is. This. Squarespace's creative tools. Let's turn that down. Oh my goodness. All right, so the last thing I guess that happened was a twin from Alabama got attacked in Florida.
Lulu Gribben's twin sister Ellie was on the beach that day and watched her sister fight for her life. Ellie describes the day of the attack
Dude,
starting out.
How terrifying. How terrifying would it be?
Starting out as a typical day at the beach, eating breakfast with the girls, playing on the beach, finding sand dollars. Then while at the sandbar, her and Lulu's life.
What'd they just say? They said, started out as a typical day at the beach, yada, 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 yada. What did I just say I never did and never have done? Swam out to a sandbar. And what did they say? Rewind it.
Then while at the sandbar, eating breakfast with the girls, playing on the beach, finding sand dollars.
And they're out at the sandbar. For why? No reason. And she says, instantly, as in it goes from, we're finding sand dollars on the beach, we're having breakfast with the girls, and we decide to take a Michael Phelps out to the sandbar for no reason, because out there's this much of water, but you got to swim through hundreds of feet of water, depth-wise, to get out there. So, going out there for no reason other than to tempt nature. That's all. You're just doing it for the thrills. What out? Okay. All right. We're going to let it roll. She said, instantly I see blood everywhere. The entire ocean is red.
Closer, then I see my sister screaming for help. I can see her arm without her hand. It was just a limb of flesh, blood, and muscle. No.
Okay. Her sister is Quentin Tarantino, for sure. She says, first, I can see her hand. I can see her arm without a hand. Period. It was just a limb of flesh, blood, and muscle. You could have just stopped at the first sentence when you said, I saw an arm without a hand. That would have done us just fine. But maybe this needs to be a lesson for somebody. Not me. Because I already knew this could be reality. You see, I already knew that this could be a chance of happening if I went into the ocean.
Hand to be found.
No hand to be found. Oh my gosh.
But as they pulled Lulu from the water, Ellie would see it wasn't just her sister's hand that was gone, but it was most of her leg. 2 doctors, a nurse, and an EMT miraculously were at the beach.
Okay, this is live. I'm finding out as much about this as y'all are because I haven't looked at this video or news report. I've only seen like little headlines and stuff on Facebook and whatnot, whatever. Okay, not only did she lose her hand, but most of her leg was also gone. Most of one of her legs is also gone. Let me remind you instantly. Okay? Now, back to what I was saying earlier. 0.001 whatever. I don't even know. I'm just making that up because people like to throw out a very small percentage of it happening. I 100%, 1,000,000,000% never want to be around something that could take an entire limb, extremity, chunk off or out of my body instantly. There's 100% chance I never want to be around something that has the capability of doing that. For what? For what? For what?
The day of the attack, immediately carrying to Lulu as first responders arrived. But as her sister fought for her life, Ellie sat there by her side, holding her hand and head, saying, quote, "My mind went blank. It was just me and Lulu against the world. I reassured her that it would all be okay and that she was doing..."
Okay. I will never be in this position. But boy, if I was. If I had just lost my hand and most of my leg and someone told me that it would be okay, don't ever say that to me. Don't. First of all, if bleeding out, the whole entire ocean red, hand gone, leg gone, talking about it's going to be all right. That's not what I want to hear. And I told y'all I'm the petty king. I'd have been, I'm sure she was cold or whatever. That's how the movie's going. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right? It's going to be all right. You know that? You know that. You know that it's going to be all right? Okay, all right. Check this out. You know what? I'm checking out. Just because I'm like, it would have pissed me off that bad. I might just check out on purpose. I might just check out in spite. That's ridiculous. Don't ever say that to somebody in this situation. Give them cues like, hey, breathe. Don't go into the light. Or stay with me. Focus on me. Breathe. Whatever. Don't say it's going to be all right. You don't freaking know that. Yeah.
Great. She tried to scream but was in so much pain, it only came out as a sad little sigh.
She's going to be a writer. She is giving so many details unless they're making this up. She says she tried to scream, but she was in so much pain that it only came out as a sad sigh. Sad little sigh. Painting the picture. I mean, she is really painting the picture for us. And that's disheartening. That is very disheartening. And what a scary situation to be in. I would be so freaking scared. Dude, and they're out at the sandbar while all this was going on. Like she just hears her sister scream, looks over, hand gone in the air, blood everywhere, instantly.
Ellie wouldn't find out her sister
scary.
lost most of her left leg until the next day. Now Lulu is recovering from the first of many of her surgeries, and her family says she's in good spirits. With this in
screw
mind,
that.
because not everyone can fish for sharks legally, experts say the population has exploded.
Okay, this newscast. Where are these people even from? WDHN. I mean, dude, seriously, like, and then in the video, the sandbar is so far out into the water. And you can't tell. You can never tell of how far something really is when it's in water like that or whatever, but it looks like there's at least 50 yards worth of the deep part you have to swim through to get to the sandbar. I mean, what are you doing out there? You have no business being out there. There's nothing more fun out there that's worth swimming to. It's 4 foot of water out there. It's also 4 foot of water on the other side of that deep ass trench that you have to swim over. I can't fathom it if you can't tell. I can't fathom being like, oh, let's swim out there. Let's do it. Ooh. And like I said, you can't tell me, you cannot tell me that any person that gets into that ocean at any given time, that a shark is in the back of their mind the whole entire time. You could just be swimming out there and you're thinking, is there a shark underneath me? Ooh, like, F that, dude. No, you won't see me doing it. It's so far out there. It is so far out. All right, let's see. The last thing that these people said.
Against the world, until the next day. Now Lulu is recovering from the first of many.
It's life altering. Her hand is gone. Her leg is gone. She will never, ever, ever be the same. And it was probably like a little 4 foot bull shark or something. That's like this, dude. With the power and capability of just detaching an extremity off of our little human body. Kiss my ass, dude. You can have it. You can have it. Thank God.
Because not everyone can fish for sharks legally, experts say the population has exploded.
Since everyone can't fish for sharks legally, the population of sharks have exploded.
Debbie Williams hitched a ride with Apex Shark Fishing Charters to
Where are we
see how
going
large
with
the
this?
population
Where
is
are they
within
about to
just
go with
3
this?
miles.
This is the Orca, the only federally and state permitted shark fishing vessel in Alabama.
There's one. Say it again, Kathy. Debbie. This is the most Debbie looking woman I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Debbie Williams. You're damn right, Debbie.
This is the Orca, the only federally and state permitted shark fishing vessel in Alabama.
One shark fishing vessel legally permitted in the state of Alabama.
At the end of a 4-hour trip, it was loaded with sharks.
But here he comes.
She's great.
Shark. Yeah. Spinner. Another fine tooth.
Oh, these fishermen.
2 miles of long line.
It allows us to fish a lot of gear over a long period of water.
He's whistling for sharks. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Dude, and look, I'm so glad I started this because I'll just be coming across stuff like this and just really can only share it with myself. This man is whistling for sharks and catching them. But see, where my mind goes is, where I want to talk to him. I want to talk to that man, and I want to ask him 3,000 to 4,000 questions. First one being, how did you get here? How did you start fishing for sharks? And why do you own the only vessel legally permitted to shark fish? How did you do it? What did he
125
just
hooks.
scream? He whistled as if he were calling a dog and then screamed out, "Long shark."
25 hooks that have soaked for about 2 hours.
This is the only commercial shark fishing boat that does it full time here in Alabama.
And there are a lot of sharks.
The oversight that has kept the quotas down so low for so long, there's more than enough sharks to go around. You've seen a sharp increase in the population, increase on the beach just due to the lack of fishing pressure and the presence of people. So there's more time interaction between those people and the sharks that are there. There he is.
Just straight up freestyling. So there's there's more people, there's less fishing, so people can't fish for sharks, and then there's more people, Yeah.
When they migrate, there are 50 species of sharks in the Gulf of Mexico, more than
What a
2
life.
dozen
Good for them, though.
common along the Alabama coast.
Oh, got it
And
by its
some of
fin.
those are protected.
We return them back as
They are wrangling it.
During the
Just
summer,
wrangling
they fish
them
5
in,
days
though.
a week, then head into federal fishing
Like it's
waters in the
nothing.
fall. And while they catch as many as the
Big
law
ass
allows,
hammerhead.
Childry says there are still plenty of sharks out there.
They shouldn't be afraid of them. They should see them as both a resource and as a wonderful example of biology and ecology that we have here.
Once we got back on,
Debbie did not do a good job of telling them why she was there, because what this man just said.
Childry says there are still plenty of sharks out there.
They shouldn't be afraid of them. They should see them as a resource and a wonderful example of biology and what else did he say? Ecology?
Once we got back on land, the fish hold here on the Orca was
I can't
full of sharks. So what happens to them now?
I love
Will they be
Debbie.
processed? Then all that shark meat will be headed to the markets in Canada and in New York.
And while this is happening, many charters.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Lulu just had her freaking arm and leg taken off, but the Orca caught a good old mess of shark today, and it's going up to Canada and New York. What a report. Woo! Yeehaw. Dude, hey, check this out. This is my take on it, and I'm going to leave this alone because I think I've been talking about this for like 30 minutes or an hour. The moment that I don't care if the population has increased tenfold, the who's what's it did what you call it, and the what you call it did whatever. Okay? The moment you go into their environment, you are at their discretion. They ended it by talking about more people being able or permitted to like fish and thin out the population. Hey, no, how about this? How about you stay your ass where you're meant to be, on them 2 legs, on the land, and you keep it moving. You keep it moving. Talking about don't be scared of the sharks. Okay. Don't be scared, but just expect to get your leg bit off by a little 3-foot who's what's it for no reason. And then everybody be like, oh, he wasn't trying to eat her. He was just curious. Yeah. Curiosity killed the calf off of that girl's leg. And it's gone forever. So, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. People are crazy. People are crazy. You shit. You want to catch my ass out there in the damn sandbar. Okay. Oh, y'all swimming out to the sandbar? Oh, and this is the last thing. So I have an even more solidification to my behavior when it comes to the beach. Several years ago, like 2017, 2018 maybe, I was still the way I am now about the ocean. I don't like to get out there. I don't like to move out there. So I'm at the beach with, I think, my girlfriend at the time, one of my friends, and his wife, I think, and my little brother. I took my little brother. His ass was like 13, 14, swam out to the sandbar. I noticed, so I did what I don't like to do. I waited out far enough to where I could yell at him and be like, bring your ass back in. Okay? And that's what I do. I get like waist deep and I'm like yelling at him, waving him in. So he sees me, he starts coming in. I turn around. When I turn around, I notice there's a woman and like her daughter. They're just like looking at me. And I'm like, what up? So I'm looking at them. And as I start to wade back and I'm getting closer to them because I'm like, they're in my path to get back to the tent that we have set up. The lady goes, hey, I don't want to freak you out, but there was like 3 sharks swimming around you just a minute ago. Now, I'm trying to think exactly what I was thinking in that moment, but I can't remember. But I do know I turned back around to see where my brother was. I think I asked him if they were serious. And I think she was like, yeah, there's like 3 little black tip, fin, whatever, sharks swimming around you. And we didn't want to make a scare, so we just watched. And I'm like, both my legs could be gone. My arms could be gone. And y'all would have sat there and watched. Probably recorded it. Probably had their phones ready to freaking go. Locked and loaded. So I was pissed. But then I like turned around and I was like frantically pissed off, waving at Brody to come in, my little brother. I was like, get your ass back in on the beach. We're done for the day. But I was so pissed off at those ladies because I feel like, I don't know what the protocol is. I know that I would have been like, hey, you need to come back this way, sir. There's sharks around you. I would have been calling the lifeguard over there like ASAP. They were just quiet. That was the last time I ever went past my knees into the ocean. And like I said, I was already the way I was before then. But then I was like, okay, yeah. The little 0.01% bullshit out the window. F that. I probably should have led with that to let y'all understand how passionate I am about not taking my ass out into the ocean. But yeah, that happened. That actually happened. And she said there were about 3, but that means probably there was like 5 or 6. Oh, I think she said, oh, they were small. I think she said that. I think she said, oh, they were small. Are you a random marine biologist out here? Did you have your tape measure? I don't give a shit. A 2-foot, you seen Shark Week, a 2-foot little could have taken my damn calf off. I want all my extremities. I want all my body parts. Yeah, so I got out of the ocean that day and decided to wrap it up for good. It's ankle to knee. I'll go out knee deep if the water's crystal clear. If not, ankle to mid shin only with socks on. Thank you. Thank you. Dude, I did not mean for this whole entire episode to be about the shark attacks and stuff. But it is what it is. I think I'm at like almost an hour. So I'm going to call it quits. I didn't even get to the questions. I'd reached out via Instagram and asked people to submit questions and things I should talk about and or advice. And I had some really good responses. And I didn't get to them because of the stupid shark thing. But all right, whatever. we'll end it there, and I'll save those questions for the next episode. I had some really good responses, and I'll probably pick like 5 to talk about that I need them to take up. But anyways, thank you for tuning in to episode number 3. The quality of this video should be better than the first 2, and if not, bear with me. We're working on it. But hope everyone has a great week. I hope that this message reaches you and you're doing well. And I didn't really prepare anything motivating to tell you. So let me think real quick. I'll tell you this. If you get on that horse, you got to ride it. All right. As always, peace and love.